Have you ever stopped to think about why certain people enter your life just when you're at your most vulnerable, only to vanish when things start to improve? It's a painful reality that, as we grow older, the loneliness and longing for deep, meaningful connections can make us especially susceptible to manipulation and emotional harm. Unfortunately, this pattern is not uncommon. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. In this video, we'll explore 7 essential pieces of advice that everyone in their later years needs to hear in order to protect their emotional well-being and regain control over their lives. If you want to navigate this stage of life with peace, dignity, and strength, you won't want to miss this. From learning how to stop blindly trusting those who only seek to exploit your vulnerability, to breaking free from the invisible chains that bind you to constantly pleasing others. These hard truths may be uncomfortable, but they are absolutely necessary. Have you ever felt like, no matter how much you give, it's never enough? Or maybe you're still waiting for the recognition of your sacrifices, waiting for someone to acknowledge everything you've done? These questions, though difficult, are important to confront. In this video, we'll dive into these emotional challenges and more. We'll also discuss the critical importance of distancing yourself from toxic people, even if they happen to be family, and how holding on to the past can prevent you from embracing the present. Life is far too short to waste time with people who drain your energy or to cling to memories that no longer serve you. Stick with us until the very end, because these insights will empower you to take control of your happiness, establish healthy boundaries, and live life on your own terms. And don't miss the final piece of advice, which addresses a topic that many tend to avoid but can have a profound and lasting impact on your overall well-being. It's something you'll definitely want to hear. If you haven't already, I encourage you to subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Your support means so much to me, and if you found this video helpful, please consider liking and sharing it to help spread these valuable lessons. The first piece of advice is to never blindly trust everyone who comes into your life. While this may sound harsh, it becomes especially vital as we age. As we get older, the feeling of loneliness often becomes more pronounced, and our desire for meaningful connections intensifies. We yearn for companionship, someone to share our stories, someone who will listen, someone who understands. However, this deep longing can make us vulnerable, opening the door to people who may not have our best interests at heart. It's a hard truth to face, but not everyone who enters your life is there to support or uplift you. Have you ever noticed how certain people seem to appear when you're feeling weak or struggling? They seem to show up just when you're going through a tough time, offering their help, only to disappear once you're back on your feet, as if they were never there in the first place. This can be incredibly painful, but it's a strategy these individuals use to prey on your emotions and vulnerabilities. They know how to exploit your kindness, how to take advantage of your weaknesses, and how to manipulate your emotions for their own benefit. Recognizing this can be challenging because it feels natural to trust others, especially when you're in need of human connection. Think about that friend or family member who always seems to appear during your lowest moments. But once things improve, they vanish without a trace. Have you ever wondered why that is? Unfortunately, the sad reality is that many of these people are only interested in what they can get from you. Maybe they want your money, or perhaps they're seeking favors. Or sometimes, they simply crave the power of knowing they have control over you when you're at your most vulnerable. These individuals thrive on your dependence. They know that, in your moments of weakness, you're less likely to refuse them, making it easier for them to manipulate you. But here's the crucial point. You don't have to live in a state of constant suspicion. You don't need to shut everyone out entirely. What's needed is a more discerning mindset. You need to find the courage to say no when necessary, to to protect your most valuable assets, your peace, your emotional stability, and your dignity. I know it's not easy. We all want to believe that people are inherently good, that they care for us and have good intentions. But experience teaches us that not everyone deserves our trust. The more vigilant and aware you become, the more you'll safeguard your emotional health. You'll start to recognize those who want to take advantage of your kindness. And by doing so, you'll avoid falling into toxic situations that rob you of your peace and happiness. You deserve to live the remaining years of your life without regret. You deserve the freedom to trust, but with the wisdom to question when something doesn't feel right. This is the key to protecting your heart and preserving your sense of self-worth. Let's delve deeper into the second piece of advice. Stop living your life solely to please others, especially your family. I understand that this is incredibly difficult to hear, especially if you've spent your entire life prioritizing the needs of your loved ones. Over the years, you've likely devoted yourself to your children, grandchildren, and spouse, always putting their needs before your own. You've been the caregiver, the nurturer, the one they could always turn to, no matter the circumstances. It's been your identity, and it's a role you've played for so long that it may now feel like it defines you. But here's the hard truth. This pressure to live up to others' expectations doesn't fade with age. It only intensifies. As time goes by, you may start to feel as though your value is only measured by what you can still do for those around you. The more you give, the more they take. But let me tell you this is not love. This is not the true measure of your worth. It's a trap. It's a prison that you've unknowingly built for yourself. And it's time to break free. Have you ever stopped to wonder why, after everything you've done for others, you still feel unfulfilled, exhausted, or even resentful? It's because no matter how much you give, the demands will never stop. People will always want more from you. You might find yourself sacrificing your time, your finances, and even your health just to make sure everyone else is happy. But have you ever asked yourself, who is taking care of you? The harsh reality is no one will, unless you decide to take that responsibility into your own hands. Many family members might see you as a bottomless pit of resources, emotional, financial, or practical, and expect you to always be there for them, without considering your needs in return. And all too often, your sacrifices go unnoticed, and your generosity is taken for granted. What do you get out of it? More often than not, it's nothing but exhaustion, resentment, and even a sense of being invisible. If you're still with me, and if these words resonate with you, please drop a 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. Still listening? This doesn't mean you should stop caring for your family. Of course, but it does mean you must start shifting the focus back to yourself. You are at a point in life where your own happiness, well-being, and dreams should matter just as much, if not more, than those of the people around you. You've already given so much of yourself over the years. Now is the time to reclaim your life. Don't feel guilty about prioritizing yourself for a change. If your loved ones truly care about you, they will understand. And if they don't, then that is not your problem. It's time to break free from the chains of always living to please others. You deserve to spend your later years focusing on what brings you joy, fulfillment, and peace without feeling guilty, ashamed, or fearful of what others might think. This is your moment to reclaim your life, your peace, and your dignity. It's not easy to accept, but it's the truth. Many family members, perhaps without meaning to, see older relatives as an endless source of emotional, financial, and practical support. They lean on you, expecting you to always be there for them. And in many cases, they may even take advantage of your kindness. They become accustomed to relying on you, often without considering the toll it takes on you. What do you get in return? The cold truth is that often, you get nothing but a sense of depletion, exhaustion, and, at times, outright ingratitude. This can be an incredibly painful realization, especially after a lifetime of giving. But now, you're at a stage in your life where it's time to put your own needs and desires at the forefront. It's time to focus on your own happiness and to pursue the dreams that you've had to push aside for years. It's important to understand that it is not selfish to focus on yourself at this point in your life. You've earned this time, having already given so much of your energy, your love, and your resources to others. Now, it's time to reclaim that energy for yourself. If your family truly loves you, they will understand that it's okay for you to focus on your own well-being. And if they don't, that's not your burden to bear. You cannot continue to sacrifice your own well-being to meet the endless demands of others. Your health, emotional, mental, and physical, must now be your top priority. Stop living your life entirely for the benefit of others. Reflect for a moment. You've already given so much. Isn't it time for you to start receiving? Isn't it time to live for yourself? Without guilt, without fear? This isn't selfishness. This is self-preservation. It's essential for ensuring that you live your later years with peace, joy, and fulfillment. Now, let's discuss one of the hardest yet most important pieces of advice. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from toxic people, even if they are family. I know this one feels particularly challenging. We've all been conditioned to believe that family is everything and that, no matter what happens, we must maintain peace and harmony within the family unit. But at what cost? How many times have you put up with emotional manipulation, humiliation, or even outright abuse simply because you were told that family comes first? The brutal truth is that sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to walk away. It doesn't matter whether it's an ungrateful child, a grandchild who only contacts you when they need something, or even a spouse who constantly disrespects you. Your mental and emotional health is far more important than maintaining a toxic relationship. Don't let societal pressures or your own guilt deceive you into thinking that aging means enduring everything for the sake of family harmony. In fact, this stage of life should be your time to seek true peace for yourself. It's a time to build relationships that bring you joy, comfort, and positivity, rather than stress and anguish. Imagine for a moment what your life could be like if you started setting clear boundaries with those who drain your energy and rob you of your happiness. Picture the sense of peace you could feel if you started distancing yourself from toxic individuals and created a life that nourishes you instead. It's time to take control. Time is precious, and you no longer have the luxury of wasting it on people who don't genuinely care for you. The years ahead of you are valuable, and they deserve to be spent in the company of those who truly lift you up and bring you joy. Old age is not a time to simply endure or swallow bitterness for the sake of family. It is a time to seek and embrace genuine peace, to surround yourself with people who respect and cherish you. Imagine the profound transformation that could unfold in your life if you began to set clear boundaries and, when necessary, distance yourself from those who continually harm you. This simple yet powerful change could be the key to regaining your happiness and safeguarding your emotional well-being. It's essential to remember that you deserve to live the remaining years of your life in comfort, surrounded by love, care, and positive energy, free from stress, turmoil, or negativity. Your well-being should always come first, and you are worthy of creating a life that nurtures you. After all, you no longer have the luxury of time to spend on relationships or people who drain your energy or diminish your happiness. Life is far too short to sacrifice your peace for the comfort of others. This is your life. It is time to prioritize what matters most: your peace of mind, your joy, and your overall well-being. Now is the moment to truly value your own company, to recognize the importance of surrounding yourself only with people who genuinely care for you and bring positivity into your life. It is a vital realization that your emotional and mental health is ultimately your own responsibility. No one, no matter their role in your life, has the right to keep you tethered in a toxic relationship, especially when it is eroding your well-being. You have the power to walk away from harmful situations, and you have the right to protect your peace by setting boundaries that safeguard your mental and emotional health. The next piece of advice might be difficult to accept, but it is crucial for your inner peace. Stop expecting others to recognize your sacrifices. This is a tough pill to swallow. I know, throughout your life, you've probably made countless sacrifices for your children, your partner, your friends, believing that someday they would notice and appreciate everything you've done for them. Yet, the reality is often stark. Recognition for your efforts rarely comes. This unfulfilled expectation, when left unaddressed, can slowly erode your soul, building resentment and bitterness over time. Have you ever paused to reflect on all the things you've done for others, hoping that at least one person would take the time to acknowledge your efforts? How many times have you made sacrifices, only to be met with silence or indifference? The painful truth is that by constantly waiting for recognition, you place your happiness in the hands of others. You make yourself vulnerable, hoping for validation through their words or actions. And when that validation never arrives, the disappointment can fester, transforming into resentment that weighs heavily on your heart. It's important to realize that the value of your sacrifices doesn't diminish simply because others fail to recognize them. The worth of your actions lies not in the acknowledgement you receive, but in the intention behind them. Your generosity, your kindness, your love, they are intrinsic to who you are, and that alone gives them immeasurable worth. But in order to find peace, you must free yourself from the need for external validation. Stop waiting for others to appreciate or approve of your efforts, especially as you move into the later years of your life, when time becomes far too precious to spend waiting for something that may never come. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment below to let me know that you are still with me on this journey. The key to true happiness is letting go of the need for others' approval. Accept that some people may never fully appreciate what you've done for them, and that is perfectly fine. Your life should never be defined by others' recognition or approval. Instead, find pride and fulfillment in knowing that you acted out of love, kindness, and generosity, and let that be enough. Once you free yourself from the need for external validation, you open the door to a deeper sense of peace and self-worth. Remember, you do not need anyone else to validate your worth. You already possess that power within yourself. Accepting that recognition may never come does not mean that your efforts were in vain or without purpose. It simply means that you are choosing to liberate yourself from the invisible chains of others' expectations, allowing you to live a more authentic and fulfilling life, free from the weight of unfulfilled expectations. You have already given so much of yourself, and now it is time to live for yourself. Be proud of everything you've accomplished, every sacrifice you've made, and all the love you've shared. But always remember, your worth is not dependent on whether others acknowledge it. The power to feel valuable has always been within you. It's yours to claim and cherish. The next piece of advice might be challenging to hear, but it could be the most transformative shift of all. Stop using your age as an excuse not to change. This is a hard truth for many to accept. How often have you heard someone say, or perhaps even told yourself, "I'm too old for that"? Whether it's learning a new skill, breaking free from unhealthy habits, or allowing yourself to find joy in new and different ways. Age is frequently used as an excuse to stay stuck in the same place, unable or unwilling to evolve. But here's the truth. As long as you are alive, there is always time for change. Many people believe that after a certain age, transformation becomes impossible. But that is a dangerous myth that can trap you in a mindset of stagnation. The reality is that old age can be one of the most powerful times for change, as it comes with wisdom, perspective, and a deeper understanding of what truly matters in life. With age comes valuable insight, wisdom that younger generations simply don't yet possess. But that wisdom can only be truly valuable if you have the courage to apply it. Think about all the dreams you may have set aside simply because you convinced yourself that it was too late. How many adventures have you not pursued? How many chances at new relationships or experiences have you passed up? The real tragedy is not in aging itself, but in the self-imposed limitations we place on ourselves because of our age. What few dare to admit is that age can actually be an advantage. It offers a perspective that only time can bring, a clearer understanding of what truly brings fulfillment and what no longer serves you. It's not about being too old to change. It's about recognizing that you are never too old to transform, to grow, or to pursue what truly makes you happy. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or even beyond, there is always room for change. The only thing truly holding you back is your own mindset. Admitting that change can be difficult is not easy, especially when you've lived a certain way for so many years. The comfort of the familiar can create resistance to anything new, making the process of transformation feel daunting. But here's the liberating truth. Once you accept that discomfort, it opens the door to freedom. The moment you stop using age as an excuse for not changing, you begin to unlock a world of opportunities. It's never too late to reshape your life, pursue new dreams, or redefine your purpose. The limitations don't lie in the number of years you've lived. They exist in the mind. As long as you're willing to challenge the mental blocks you've built over time, you have the ability to grow, learn, and live life to the fullest. Instead of viewing age as a barrier, try to see it as a stepping stone, a foundation from which you can launch into new adventures. There's a profound truth here. As long as you're alive, there's infinite potential for transformation. Every change, whether large or small, has the power to breathe fresh energy, meaning, and excitement into your life. The real obstacle is not the number of years you've accumulated, but the mindset that those years should hold you back. Once you break free from the belief that age equals stagnation, you unlock a world of new experiences, fresh goals, and unlimited possibilities. Your age should not act as a roadblock. It's a tool, an asset that enables you to navigate life with the wisdom, resilience, and clarity that only time can provide. But there's a further challenge, one that is often hard to accept as time passes. The past, for many, becomes a comfortable refuge. It's easy to cling to memories of what once was, to idolize the past and wish for the good old days. Nostalgia has its place. Those treasured moments from years gone by can bring comfort, joy, and even life lessons. However, when you let the past dominate your thoughts and actions, you risk becoming a prisoner to it. Memories are invaluable, but they should not dictate how you live today. How many times have you found yourself reminiscing with phrases like, "Back in my day, life was better," or "I was happier before"? It's completely natural to feel this way, but if you let these feelings take root, they can cloud your vision. This kind of nostalgic longing can be dangerously seductive, making you believe that the best moments of your life are behind you. But this belief is a trap. The truth is, by holding on too tightly to the past, you close yourself off from the incredible potential of the present and future. Yes, the past may have been wonderful, but the present holds its own value. It's real, it's tangible, and it's the only moment you can actually do something with. If you spend too much time lamenting what's already gone, you risk missing out on the life that is still waiting for you. You rob yourself of the chance to fully live in the here and now, which can lead to one of the greatest wastes of all, letting the precious time you have left slip away unnoticed. The past holds meaning, but the future still holds promise. Don't let the comfort of yesterday's memories keep you from creating new experiences. The key is balance. Honor the past, but don't let it confine you or limit the potential of your present. Embrace what's happening right now, because this moment, no matter what it holds, is all you truly have. In doing so, you'll discover that life still has so much more to offer. If you're constantly looking backward, you're missing out on the wonders of the present and future. Life moves forward in cycles, and while past experiences have shaped you, it's time to turn your attention to what's ahead. There's so much more to see, to feel, and to do in order to keep growing. You need to invest time and energy into creating fresh memories, finding new sources of joy, and reinventing yourself in ways you may not have thought possible. You are not defined only by the memories you hold. You are shaped by the choices you make, the actions you take, and the way you live in the present. As you move forward, think about what you can do today, what actions you can take now that will make your life richer, more meaningful, and more fulfilling. If you've been listening to this message, please take a moment to comment 3 below, signaling that you are still with me and open to these reflections. Though it may be tempting to relive the moments of your past, you must remind yourself that those times have already served their purpose. The memories you cherish helped shape who you are today, but they can no longer be your present. Now, your challenge is to find meaning and fulfillment in your current life. What can you do? See and experience today that will bring you joy. Don't let nostalgia blind you to the opportunities that are waiting for you right now. Life is filled with endless surprises, but only if you open yourself up to them. You have a choice. Remain trapped in the past or embrace the new experiences that lie ahead. The next piece of advice, though uncomfortable to talk about, is equally important. Do not indulge in daily masturbation. Though it's a topic many avoid discussing, it's vital to address openly. Masturbation, when done in moderation, can be a healthy, natural part of life, helping to relieve stress and offering comfort. However, when it becomes a daily or compulsive habit, it may signal a deeper issue, such as an attempt to escape from emotional pain, loneliness, or dissatisfaction with life. Have you ever found yourself wondering why you feel the need to engage in this behavior daily? Often, it's not just a physical desire. It's a way to cope with underlying emotional voids or stress. What seems like a quick fix may, over time, become a vicious cycle. The instant gratification it provides can begin to replace the pursuit of deeper, more meaningful relationships, both with others and with yourself. While the physical relief may feel good momentarily, ask yourself, is this truly addressing my emotional needs, or is it simply distracting me from them? True fulfillment comes from achieving balance in all aspects of life, including your sexual health. When masturbation becomes a way of avoiding emotional challenges or deeper issues, it deprives you of the opportunity to experience more fulfilling growth and connections. As we age, it's crucial to focus on maintaining balance across our emotional and physical needs. Daily masturbation, while temporarily satisfying, can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection. In some cases, it can even cause distance in intimate relationships, replacing the deep, fulfilling connections that bring lasting joy. When we rely too heavily on one source of pleasure, such as masturbation, we risk ignoring other ways to nurture our emotional and physical well-being. Instead of turning to this habit, explore other activities that bring satisfaction. Simple things like walking, reading, pursuing hobbies, or engaging in meaningful conversations with friends can offer far more enduring joy. These experiences connect you with the world around you, providing emotional nourishment without the negative side effects of a compulsive habit. By making small changes, you can rediscover the richness of life and find a sense of well-being that sustains you long-term. Moderation plays a crucial role in all aspects of life, and this includes practices like masturbation. By reducing its frequency, you allow yourself the opportunity to explore alternative sources of pleasure and well-being that are often more balanced and enriching. These new forms of satisfaction can contribute to a fuller, more holistic life experience. It's important to note that this doesn't mean eliminating masturbation entirely, but rather ensuring that it remains just one part of a healthy, well-rounded lifestyle. The key is to prevent it from becoming a crutch, a way to escape from deeper, more fulfilling forms of happiness and emotional intimacy. Instead, it should complement, not replace, these other sources of joy and connection. Striking that delicate balance can lead to a more intentional and deeply fulfilling life. As we wrap up this video, I encourage you to pause and reflect on the various themes we've touched on. From learning how to protect your emotional well-being, to breaking free from the pressure of societal expectations, embracing change at any age, and finding equilibrium across all areas of your life. What stands out to you the most? Is there a particular insight that resonates deeply with you? We would love to hear your thoughts. Please share one key takeaway from this video that you plan to incorporate into your daily life in the comments below. Remember, the true journey of transformation begins when we put into practice the lessons we've learned. If you found this video helpful and inspiring, we'd love for you to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. By doing so, you'll stay connected to more valuable content that motivates you to lead a healthier, more fulfilling life.